As people grow older, certain habits may quietly push others away even if no one says it out loud. One of the most common is constant complaining. When every discussion turns into negativity, people start feeling drained and choose to keep their distance. Another is talking endlessly about illnesses. While health is important, filling every conversation with aches and pains makes it difficult for others to enjoy your company. In the same way, refusing to listen or dominating conversations with old stories can leave others feeling ignored or bored. Relationships thrive when there is balance in sharing, listening, and showing genuine interest in others. Another set of habits includes criticizing younger generations and being stubborn about change. Times are different, and every generation faces its own challenges. Constant comparisons only create distance between people, while openness to learning new things builds connection. Poor personal hygiene can also create discomfort without a word being spoken. Taking care of appearance and cleanliness is not just about looks. It reflects respect for oneself and for those around us. Similarly, gossiping about others may seem harmless, but it destroys trust and damages relationships over time. Choosing uplifting words makes interactions more pleasant and meaningful. Lastly, habits such as being financially demanding or showing no appreciation can slowly push loved ones away. Relying too heavily on others without gratitude creates resentment, while a lack of simple acknowledgement weakens emotional bonds. A sincere thank you, a smile, or a kind word can strengthen connections more than we realize. Growing older should be about becoming more graceful, respected, and cherished. By avoiding these habits, one can remain surrounded by love and admiration, turning age into a source of wisdom and joy rather than loneliness. As the years go by, health naturally becomes a greater focus, but talking about it endlessly can push others away. Constantly sharing every ache, pain, or medical detail makes conversations feel heavy and draining for the people around us. While it is natural to want sympathy and understanding, turning every meeting into a health report can overshadow other aspects of life that bring joy and connection. People want to feel uplifted when they spend time together, not weighed down by constant reminders of illness. Instead of focusing only on symptoms, there are countless other things that can make conversations richer and more enjoyable. Sharing happy memories, lessons learned from life's experiences, or stories that inspire can brighten the mood and leave others feeling closer. Even small things like talking about hobbies, books, or current events can create more meaningful exchanges. By widening the scope of conversation, we remind others that we are more than our health and that we still carry wisdom, humor, and curiosity that make us pleasant to be around. Choosing to highlight joy and gratitude over complaints also helps shift relationships in a positive way. A simple story about something that made us laugh or a kind word of encouragement can be far more memorable than a list of ailments. People appreciate those who bring light into their lives, and this warmth draws them closer. Growing older with grace means not letting health dominate our identity, but instead using it as only one small part of a larger, more colorful story. By doing this, we make sure others look forward to our company rather than quietly avoiding it. When conversations turn into one-sided talks, people often begin to feel unimportant or invisible. Refusing to listen creates the impression that only one voice matters, while others are left unheard. Over time, this habit quietly pushes people away because everyone wants to feel valued when they speak. Listening is not only about hearing words, it is about showing respect, empathy, and care for the person sharing their thoughts. When someone is constantly interrupted or dismissed, it discourages them from opening up again. A balanced conversation makes both sides feel connected. Taking the time to pause, pay attention, and genuinely respond shows that we are present in the moment. Simple gestures like maintaining eye contact, nodding, or asking thoughtful questions make others feel acknowledged and respected. When we listen with patience, we discover new perspectives and strengthen relationships because people feel safe expressing themselves. Listening is not a passive act but an active choice to value another person's presence. As we grow older, listening becomes even more important because it allows us to bond with different generations and stay connected to the world around us. Younger people, friends, and even family members are more likely to spend time with us when they feel heard and appreciated. By making listening a priority, we transform conversations from one-sided lectures into meaningful exchanges. This simple shift builds trust, deepens connections, and ensures that people genuinely enjoy being around us. Criticizing the younger generation is one of the quickest ways to create distance between people. It may come from a place of experience, but constant comparisons between the past and the present can make younger individuals feel misunderstood and unappreciated. When older people say that life was better in their time or dismiss new ideas as foolish, it builds invisible walls that prevent healthy connection. Each generation faces its own struggles, shaped by the world they live in, and dismissing those challenges makes it harder for meaningful conversations to happen. Instead of criticizing, offering encouragement and guidance can build stronger bridges. Sharing experiences in a way that inspires rather than condemns allows younger people to feel respected while still learning from the wisdom of age. Supportive words make them more open to listening and create opportunities for real exchange. When older voices shift from judging to mentoring, they gain respect and admiration rather than avoidance. This change in tone transforms what could be tension into an opportunity for growth and unity. Accepting that times will always change makes relationships healthier and more rewarding. Every generation brings fresh ideas, new skills, and energy that can enrich families and communities. By being open to listening and even learning from the young, older individuals not only maintain relevance but also earn deeper appreciation. Encouragement creates harmony, while criticism creates distance. Choosing to uplift rather than tear down ensures that age becomes a source of wisdom that unites rather than a barrier that divides. Being stubborn about change is a habit that slowly isolates people as the world continues to move forward. Life today is filled with new ideas, technologies, and ways of thinking that shape how people live and connect. When someone rejects every change or insists that the old ways are always better, they may appear out of touch and difficult to relate to. This attitude not only creates distance from others, but also limits opportunities to enjoy the benefits that modern life can bring. Openness to change does not mean forgetting tradition or abandoning values. It simply means being willing to learn, adapt, and find balance between what is familiar and what is new. Trying out even small changes, like learning how to use a smartphone or exploring a new hobby, shows flexibility and curiosity. These actions make it easier for others, especially younger generations, to connect and share experiences. They also help keep the mind sharp and the spirit active, which are essential for healthy aging. When older individuals embrace change with a positive attitude, they set an example of growth and resilience. This openness creates stronger relationships because people admire those who are willing to evolve rather than resist. It also allows for richer conversations, more shared moments, and less frustration on both sides. Accepting change is not about losing identity. It is about staying connected to the present and continuing to thrive in a world that never stops moving forward. Neglecting personal hygiene is a habit that often drives people away quietly, even if they never mention it. As individuals grow older, it can become harder to keep up with grooming, bathing, and overall cleanliness. But these small details have a big impact on how others feel around us. Poor hygiene can leave an impression of carelessness and make people uncomfortable, leading them to limit time spent in close contact. While it may not always be intentional, it still creates distance in relationships and reduces the respect others naturally want to show. Maintaining cleanliness is not about vanity or trying to look young again. It is about showing respect for oneself and for the people we interact with. Fresh clothes, clean hands, and a neat appearance send a silent but powerful message that we value the company of others and care about the way we present ourselves. These efforts also reflect a sense of dignity, which becomes even more important in older age. When people see that we are attentive to our own care, they feel more comfortable and at ease in our presence. Good hygiene also has a direct connection to health and confidence. Simple routines like daily washing, grooming hair, or wearing clean clothes can lift mood and energy while preventing illness. People naturally gravitate toward those who carry themselves with pride and self-respect, and hygiene is one of the clearest ways to show it. By taking care of these details, older individuals not only maintain better relationships but also create an atmosphere where others genuinely enjoy being close and sharing time together. Dominating conversations with repeated old stories is a habit that often pushes people away, even if the stories themselves carry wisdom or humor. Memories are precious, and sharing them can be a wonderful way to pass on lessons and experiences, But when the same tale is told over and over again, it can leave others feeling disengaged. Younger people especially may find it difficult to connect when every conversation circles back to the past, as they are often more focused on the present and future. This imbalance makes interactions feel one-sided and limits deeper connections. Finding balance means knowing when to share and when to listen. Old stories can be more powerful when they are told at the right moment, connected to what others are discussing, or used to highlight a lesson that fits the situation. At the same time, showing curiosity about the lives, dreams, and experiences of others creates space for meaningful exchange. When people feel heard and valued, they become more open to listening in return, making conversations richer and more enjoyable for everyone involved. Another important step is keeping stories fresh by framing them in new ways or sharing different parts of life instead of repeating the same events. Every person has countless experiences worth talking about, and rotating between them keeps conversations engaging. Mixing memories with questions about others' journeys prevents discussions from becoming repetitive and makes interactions more lively. In this way, sharing stories becomes a bridge that connects generations rather than a barrier that causes distance. Gossiping about others is a habit that quietly damages trust and weakens relationships. Speaking negatively about people when they are not present may seem harmless or even entertaining in the moment, but it often leaves listeners wondering what might be said about them when they are not around. Over time, this behavior creates suspicion and discomfort, causing people to distance themselves rather than risk being the subject of unkind words. Gossip spreads quickly, and instead of building connections, it often leads to misunderstandings and broken bonds. Choosing to avoid gossip and focusing instead on positive or uplifting topics makes conversations healthier and more enjoyable. When people know they are safe from judgment, they feel more comfortable sharing their thoughts and spending time together. Words have great power, and when they are used to encourage, compliment, or inspire, they strengthen relationships instead of weakening them. By shifting attention away from faults and mistakes toward kindness and understanding, every interaction becomes more meaningful and uplifting. In older age especially, the way we speak reflects the wisdom we have gathered through experience. Being known as someone who spreads kindness and avoids negativity leaves a lasting impression of dignity and grace. People are naturally drawn to those who bring peace and positivity into their lives, and they avoid those who stir up conflict. By refusing to gossip, one not only protects relationships, but also builds a reputation of trust and respect that ensures others genuinely enjoy being in their company. Being financially demanding is a habit that often creates silent tension in relationships. When someone constantly relies on others for money or shows a sense of entitlement, it places an invisible burden on family and friends. Even if people do not openly complain, they may begin to feel stressed, used, or taken for granted. This makes them pull away, not because they lack care, but because the relationship starts to feel unbalanced. Financial pressure, even in small amounts, can build resentment over time and weaken the warmth that once existed. Maintaining independence, even in simple ways, can change how people perceive and respond to us. Managing personal expenses carefully, living within one's means, or finding ways to contribute to the household can ease the strain on loved ones. When older individuals show responsibility and make an effort to stand on their own as much as possible, it inspires respect. This effort communicates that they value fairness in relationships and do not want to be a source of stress. Even small acts, like contributing in non-financial ways through time, skills, or emotional support, can restore balance and dignity. Financial independence also provides a sense of confidence and self-worth. Instead of feeling dependent or overlooked, those who manage their own responsibilities can take pride in their stability. Loved ones are more willing to help when they see that the support is genuinely needed and not expected as a constant obligation. By avoiding the habit of being financially demanding, relationships become lighter, filled with mutual respect and gratitude, and people remain eager to spend time together without hidden resentment. Showing no appreciation is a habit that slowly erodes even the strongest relationships. When acts of kindness, support, or effort go unnoticed, the people who give them begin to feel unvalued. Over time, this lack of acknowledgement can create emotional distance, as no one wants to feel invisible or taken for granted. Even when love and care are present, Failing to express gratitude leaves others questioning whether their presence or help truly matters. Expressing appreciation does not require grand gestures. Often, the simplest words carry the deepest impact. A sincere thank you, a warm smile, or a kind acknowledgement can make someone feel respected and cherished. These small actions show that we notice and value the effort others put into our lives. By making gratitude a habit, we create an atmosphere of warmth that strengthens bonds and encourages people to continue offering their love and support willingly. In older age, appreciation becomes even more powerful because it reflects wisdom and humility. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel important, and gratitude is one of the strongest ways to achieve this. When family, friends, or caregivers feel appreciated, they are more likely to stay close and enjoy the time they spend together. On the other hand, a lack of gratitude can lead to loneliness and disconnection. By remembering to value even the smallest gestures, relationships remain strong, and others continue to feel joy in being part of our lives.